Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arham bin Muhammad Muzaki. My matrix number 12121009. Today, I would like to introduce the topic relationship between religion and extremism. In today's complex world, the relationship between religion and extremism is a topic of great significance and intrigue. Religion, with its profound impact on individual and society, has the potential to inspire compassion, unity, and moral value. However, it is an unfortunate reality that religion can also be twisted and misinterpreted to justify and fuel extremism. Religion, at its core, offers people a framework for understanding the mysteries of life, seeking spiritual fulfillment, and shaping their identity. Throughout history, it has played a central role in shaping culture and value in diverse society. But regrettably, there are instances where religious ideology are misused, giving rise to extremism. Extremism represents a departure from the mainstream interpretations and practices within religious tradition. It involves the endorsement and pursuit of extreme ideology, often leading to acts of violence, terrorism, and intolerance. Extremist movements can emerge within various religious contexts affecting individual, community, and even entire nation. Such radical interpretation not only threaten peace and stability, but also strain interreligious relations and societal harmony. Understanding the intricate relationship between religion and extremism is crucial to confront the challenge posed by radical ideology. It requires careful analysis of the elements that lead to the radicalization of people within religious groups, the cultural and political context that support the survival of extremist beliefs, and the far-reaching effect of such extremism.
Hello, my name Muhammad Suhail Wajdi bin Muhammad Fadli, metric numbers 1213475. I will continue with the understanding religion, which consists of definition and characteristic of religion. Understanding religion involves gaining knowledge and insight into the belief, practice, ritual, and concept of different religious traditions. It goes beyond superficial knowledge and explores the historical, cultural, social, and philosophical aspect of religion. Religion can be defined as a complex and multifaceted social and cultural phenomenon that encompass a set of belief, practice, ritual, symbol, and moral values centered around the supernatural of divine. It involves the worship or reverence of a higher power or powers, and it often offers explanation for the origin and purpose of human existence. Next, characteristic. Firstly, belief in the supernatural. Religion involves a belief in the existence of all supernatural entities, force, or realm that transcend the natural world. Two, ritual and worship. Three, sacred texts and teaching. Religious tradition often have a sacred text or scripture that contain foundational teaching, moral guidelines, and stories of origin and faith. These texts, such as the Bible, the Quran, and the Vedas. Lastly, community and social organization. Next, role of religion in society. Firstly, socialization and community building. Religion serves as a unifying force by creating a sense of belonging and community among its followers. In addition, identity formation and self-understanding plays a crucial role in shaping individual and group identities. It provides a framework through which people understand their purpose in life, their relationship with the divine, and their place within a broader cosmic order. Next, social order and stability. Religion has historically played a role in establishing and maintaining social order. It provides a set of norms, values, and rules that guide behavior and promote social harmony. Lastly, education and knowledge transmission. Many religious traditions have served as custodians of knowledge and played a crucial role in education and literacy throughout history. Side, diversity of religious belief and practice. First, the development of history and religion. Religious practice frequently change and adapt over time, giving rise to several sects, denominations, and branches within a single tradition. This split could result for a social, political, theological, or biblical interpretation disagreement. Next, to personal spirituality and individual belief. People who belong 2. A certain religious tradition may have individual interpretation and views that differ from the accepted doctrine. Personal spirituality provide for a variety of religious indicators, such as mystical experience, conventional religious movement, and individual practices within a large religious framework. Lastly, secularization and non-religious entities. There is a growing secularization trend in various nations, where the importance of religious ideas and practices has diminished. As a result, non-religious entities such as atheism, agnosticism, and diverse style of spirituality that are independent of established religious institutions have grown in popularity as a basic component of human culture and individual freedom of religion. It is crucial to acknowledge and respect the diversity of religious views and practices.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Najhan, number matrix 1212110. Extremism. Extremism refers to holding and promoting extreme or radical views or practices. It can manifest in various forms, including religious, political, ideological, or social extremism. Here are definitions of all of these forms. Firstly, religious extremism. Religious extremism refers to the belief in and promotion of extreme interpretation of religious doctrines or ideologies. Secondly, political extremism, which is involve the advocacy and support for extreme political ideologies or ideologies that seek radical change through non-democratic means. Next is ideological extremism. Ideological extremism encompasses the endorsement and propagation of extreme ideological belief, which can be related to a wide range of ideologies, including nationalism, racism, narcissism, or other extremist ideologies. And lastly, social extremism. Social extremism involves extreme positions or actions that seek to disrupt or challenge social norms, values, or furthermore, let's discuss about the factors that can contribute to the emergence of extremism. There are multiple factors that can contribute to the emergence and perpetuation of extremism. It is important to note that these factors can vary depending on the specific context and circumstances. Here are some key factors that are often associated with extremism. The first factors is socio-economic factors. Socioeconomic conditions such as poverty, unemployment, lack of education, and limited access. Secondly is political factors. Political instability, authoritarian governance, corruption, and human rights abuses can create grievances and fuel resentment, leading to sense of injustice. Thirdly, ideological influences. Exposure to extreme narratives through propaganda, online recruitment, or social networks can play a significant role in radicalization. For the final factors, which is social polarization and conflict, which means deep-seated societal divisions, sectarian tensions, or ethnic conflicts can contribute to the growth of extremism. Finally, let's discuss about the historical and contemporary examples of extremist movement. Firstly, historical examples. The Kharijites. Kharijites, also known as Kharijis, is an early Islamic sect that emerged during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. The Kharijis were known for their extremist belief and engagement in rebellion and violence against other Muslims. For the contemporary examples, Islamic State or ISIS, a jihadist extremist group that emerged in the early 2000s. ISIS gained control over large territories in Iraq and Syria, and it promoted a radical interpretation of Sunni Islam while committing widespread acts of violence, including mass killings, enslavement, and destruction of cultural heritage. That's all from me. Let's continue to the next chapter, the next topic, which is exploring the relationship between religion and extremism. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akil bin Abdul Murad. My matric number 12120X3. Inshallah today I'm going to share about relationship between religion and extremism, but in perspective, misinterpretation and distortion of religious teachings. Religious texts may be interpreted literally, rigidly, or selectively by extremist people or groups in order to support their extreme attitude or behaviors. They could place a greater emphasis on a few verses or teachings while ignoring the overall context or the inclusive and peacefully themes found in religious texts. Extremist ideologies have the power to use religion, teachings, and symbols their own political, social, or personal benefit. Religious concept and imagery can be appropriate to further extreme cause, inspire violence, or sow discord. This manipulation frequently entails creating a binary worldview, simplification of complicated theological ideas, and the installation of us versus them. This is a mentality of the extremism. Then we move to the manipulation of religion for political or ideological purpose. Extremist organization can give people who feel excluded, detached, or disillusioned a feeling or identity, belonging and purpose. The unifying power religion can strengthen group cohesiveness and provide a foundation for growth of radical belief. And then we move to the analysis, some analysis that I have found of case studying linking religion and extremism. All organization receive high score of political extremism because they call for the complete legalization of Sharia, a state that exclusively Islamic, the restoration of the caliphate, and the elimination democracy in Indonesia. This organization, meanwhile, are distinct from other politically extreme ones in Indonesia. For instance, the Islamic Defenders Front (FPI) opposes the resurgence of the Islamic State and the Caliphate while supporting the full legislation of Sharia. That's all from me. Wallahu alam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Haziq Irfan bin Nur Hisham and my number matrix is 1212091. So basically we already knew the basic concept of religion and extremism, and we already go through the relationship between religion and extremism. So now we want to go deeply about extremism challenges in religion. So in our research, we already list down 3 main points of extremism challenges in religion, which is intolerance and radicalization, acts of terrorism in religion, and lastly, deliver negative perceptions to the religion. So the first one is intolerance and radicalization. Most frequently, the term radicalization refers to the process of subjecting people and groups to a specific viewpoint that is seen as radical or extremist. Radicalization is often assumed to be a predictor of violent behavior. There is no single path to radicalization until people join extremist groups for a variety of reasons, in which case they may become radicalized after doing so. Extremist religious ideologies often promote an intolerant worldview, rejecting alternative beliefs and seeking to impose their own views on others. And secondly, The challenges is acts of terrorism in religion, extremist behavior when it turns to obsession. It somehow will change into violence and it will cause harm to the society, such as ISIS groups on Afghanistan. And lastly, the challenges that the religion will face is that extremists will deliver negative perceptions to the religions itself. Extremist behavior can contribute to an unfavorable view of religion in general, which can result in prejudice and discrimination against peaceable followers of the same religions. And that's why the extremists can cause lots of terms such as that we call Islamophobia. This is that roots from extremist groups. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now let's move on to ways to overcome extremism. So before this, we already learned about extremism challenges and religion. So now let's look out on ways to overcome extremism. So based on slides given, we also list down 3 main points on how to overcome extremism. And the first one is interfaith dialogue. What is interfaith dialogue? Interfaith dialogue is the way that we interact with other religion. We talk with the religious leader. We talk with religious society, other religious societies, such as we Islam interact with Hindu people. We Islam interact with Buddhism people. So when we talk to them, we can hear, we can share what are our beliefs, what Islam is. We can deliver to them. What Hinduism? Oh, we know about Hinduism. That was Hinduism. So we know about the true understanding. What is the real religions? What is their religions, their beliefs, and what is our beliefs, our religion? What is that? So they know. So we share each other about what the religion is. So if we apply this interfaith dialogue in our daily life, we can against these extremism ideologies. And second one is support religious leaders. So you know that leaders plays an important role to combating against the emergence of extremism ideologies. So we as society in our country, we need to support them. We need to support in any ways, like that. And lastly is that the government needs to enhance the education, the governments and the educational occasionally, especially that the students need to expose about what the contents. The contents is that we need to know a little deeply about what the religions are, and what the truth of the religions, what the extremism, what is the wrong of extremism. They need to know. We need to know about the differences between the emergence of extremism. What is extremism? We need to know. So if the students and if all of our society learn about what is the extremism is, we can against this early, the extremism ideologies, so that the extremism ideologies we can overcome with these 3 ways that given.
In conclusion, the relationship between religion and extremism is complex. Extremism is not inherent to any specific religions, and most religious people are committed to peace and compassion. However, throughout history, religion teaching has been used to support violence and intolerance. Extremist ideology arises from misinterpretation of religious texts. It is important not to blame an entire religion for the action of a few extremists. Extremism exists across different belief systems. Addressing extremism requires a comprehensive approach beyond religion, considering factors such as social inequalities, political givers, and educational gaps. Interfaith dialogue and collaboration can counter extremism by promoting understanding and respect. Different religions can work together to dismantle extremist narrative and foster peaceful coexistence. By addressing underlying factor and promoting interfaith understanding, we can strive for an inclusive and tolerant world where extremism is marginalized.